Hello and welcome to Julie B for Health and the manager of the saunalife.com. I wanted to come in here and show you what all I actually bring into my sauna session. These are not have-tos, but a lot of people are looking for extra tips, information, and tricks to have the best sauna session possible. Now, what I bring in here, I obviously don't leave in the whole entire time because as the sauna starts to get hot, I don't want these particular items to, off gas or get too hot or even melt. So I bring them in, do what I have to do, usually open the door and then set them outside the sauna. So obviously I'm in my clear light infrared sanctuary 3 right now. It's not on, so I'm basically sitting in a cold sauna. But to start, you always want to be hydrated. A lot of people will come in the sauna and they'll say, oh, I'll get water afterwards. And I'm not saying that you need to sit here and chug water the entire session, but you definitely need to be drinking water, even if it's just frequent sips. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to bring a plastic water bottle in here. This is a no. I have this in here to show you not to do this. I mean, you can clearly see that if you touch it, it collapses. And of course, the plastic isn't good for us anyway. I'm not a fan of bottled water, but sometimes it's what we have. But of course, if that gets hot and that melts, then you have all that BPA and all the toxins that are leaching into your body, your bloodstream. And then of course you're trying to sweat out toxins, so you're like defeating the purpose. So I recommend getting a solid glass water bottle. This one does have a teeny bit of plastic in the inside of it, but nothing that's on the outside. I have used water bottles in the past that are glass with like a bamboo lid and a glass straw. And those are fine, except for the fact that if you accidentally knock it over or spill it, it's all over your wood. I like this, that it's nice and contained. And as you can hear, it has to open and close with some sort of suction. So you definitely want to make sure that you are staying hydrated. And it's not just about hydration, but it's about replenishing with electrolytes. And I've been talking about electrolytes for a very long time. And we typically lose when we sweat. The skin is the largest organ. Vasodilation occurs, meaning the blood vessels open up, the blood surfaces to the skin. And then of course we have open pores. We start to create a sweat. And after 20, 30, 40 minutes of sweating, you're losing magnesium chloride, sodium, potassium, and calcium. And so if you don't replenish with a quality electrolyte, you're really not gaining back what you lost. So there's all kinds of companies out there. I used to use Elementi because I believe they were the best, until I realized that there was citric acid, which is also known as Aspergillus niger, which is black mold, and then of course, the natural flavors, the other sweeteners, etc. And I don't want to dog a bunch of companies, but I finally found Quint Essential 3.3. They come with 30 sachets. It looks like a box, just like this. And what's so cool about this particular brand, the Quint 3.3, is that it actually is 100% seawater, as well as other trace minerals. It's sodium, potassium, magnesium chloride, and calcium. So in this one little sachet, it's not a powder. It's literally a liquid, and it has a little zip area here. A lot of times I will take it and just use it as like a shot. I know that seems ridiculous. Or I will put it into my water. But of course, it takes a lot longer to drink. Or you can just get like a smaller glass. But you have to replenish with what you lost. So again, this is my new favorite. And believe me, I've tried a ton of electrolytes out there. So we've talked about hydration. We've talked about electrolytes. And again, these are not have-tos. These are just things that I find that are super helpful in my sauna session. Dry brushing. This is a vegan free, it's nothing spectacular. I got it off of Amazon. I don't sell these, but I like this brush. I like the softness of it. You can tell I've kind of worn it out. Now, you can dry brush before you get in the sauna, like meaning after you get out of your shower, because you should be showering first to wipe off any kind of and clean off any kind of dirt, impurities. Or you can dry brush when you're in the sauna. If you're someone who's saying, hey, I'm not sweating a lot, take this and use it. I mean, obviously the goal is always to go clockwise and make sure that you are using upward strokes on the arm, upward strokes on the legs, clockwise around the heart. I've even used it on my stomach, clockwise. And they do have smaller ones. I actually have one. I don't have it in here. But you can even like dry brush underneath the chin. You can dry brush on the neck. And trust me, you will get that lymphatic system flowing, and you will get, more blood pumping, and you will sweat if you dry brush. So dry brush is another great tool. This is the Jade Roller. I love this. I like to get this cold, although it doesn't last very long because as soon as you hit it with heat, it starts to get warm. But I use these even outside of the sauna. This is a super cool one. It has a smaller side and a larger side. And these are great to rub underneath the jawline. And you want to make sure that you're going away from the face. It's great to use on the forehead, up and down, underneath the eyes, always going away. And again, great for puffiness, for swelling. Just a really cool tool. Anything you can do to get blood flowing, to get circulation going is going to help your sauna session be better. As far as castor oil, you can use any kind you want. I have 2 different kinds that I like. I'm actually out of the other kind that I love. It's from Kingdom Come Home, but same concept. I like to have non-GMO, USDA. I like to have cold pressed, hexane free. I want to make sure that it's been tested, that it's free of heavy metals. So there's a lot of companies out there, and you can buy a lot of castor oil, but you have to be kind of picky about, again, what you're putting on your body. I think what a lot of people don't understand is that our skin is the largest organ, and anything that we put on our skin is absorbed in 26 seconds. So if you're putting all this toxic stuff on your body or in your body, and then you're going to the sauna, it's like, sure, you're going to sweat it out, but you're defeating the purpose. The purpose is to add amazing things to the body, and then of course sweat out bad impurities. So this is Queen of Thrones. They have done a lot of changes to their product. I know there for a while people were like, oh, I don't like Queen of Thrones, but they have actually done a lot of testing. So this is kind of my favorite right now. I'm out of the Kingdom Come Home. There will be a link on the screen with my entire link tree. The link tree will have most of these items, not all of them, that if you do want to order them, you can order them under my link. I would appreciate that and love that if you did. But with castor oil, it is so great for the liver. No, you don't bring your actual pack in here in the sauna, and be careful because it is messy and you don't want to get your wood destroyed. But I have a white organic towel down right now, and the goal is to either rub and just take a little bit. I don't want to open it right now, but because normally I'm in here in the nude, but you would just take a little bit, rub it on your finger, put it in your belly button, or rub it here underneath the right rib cage. That is the liver gallbladder area. And it doesn't need to be a huge amount, just a little bit. And again, that's also going to help get the liver working. The liver, besides the skin, is a huge organ that plays a huge part in how we're detoxifying our body. It also will help you to sweat. So castor oil is another great little tip that a lot of people don't know about. In my particular sauna, I have what is called a Clear Light Aroma 1 generator. not everyone has one of these. You can, if you check with your sauna company or brand, you can put this in your sauna. Just make sure that they're okay with it, because you don't want to void warranty. This specifically is made by Clearlight, has a little lid on the top. You put water and essential oils in it. I don't have mine charged right now, but this actually mounts up on the panel of my wall. So one thing that I'm using also are essential oils. Essential oils are, in my opinion, not just relaxing, but super beneficial to the body. Again, skin being the largest organ, you're absorbing it, you're breathing it. I don't usually rub it on my body in the sauna because I don't want to get the wood ruined, but I do put it in this generator. And if you don't have a generator, you can get one, or you can even have a diffuser outside of your sauna so that you still are breathing certain essential oils, because there isn't a single sauna that is completely airtight. I love this blend right here by Kingdom Come Home. It's a blend of peppermint and lavender together. And I also love this blend by Kingdom Come Home. It is peppermint and lemon blended together. I know those sound really off. They probably don't sound that great, but they are quality. They are tested, they're organic, they're non-GMO. And again, not all essential oils are the same. Sure, you can go to Walmart and buy an essential oil for $6 or maybe even $10, but I promise you it's going to be diluted. It's not going to be organic. It's not going to be tested for heavy metals. It's not going to be quality, and it's not going to be certified non-GMO. So there's a lot of things that fall into, again, sometimes things are costly, but in the end, it's worth it because your health is your wealth. The other thing I have is a towel, just a white organic towel. I typically buy from Under the Canopy. I have a couple other ones that I've got from Amazon. As long as they have, organic label, or what they call GOTS, G-O-T-S label, then you know that you're okay. The main thing is don't get too caught up and too stressed out about, oh my gosh, what kind of towel and where do I get it from? Yeah, you definitely should have something that you're sitting in that's non-toxic, so it's not off-gassing and you're breathing more chemicals. But the reality is, just make sure it's white. The issue that I have, and I tell a lot of my buyers, is please don't use red, purple, blue, because I promise you that after you have sweat, 5, 6, 10 times, the dyes are bleeding off onto your wood. And then, of course, onto your body. And then, of course, you're wiping yourself, because you should be wiping yourself while you're in the sauna. And it's just not good. So try to get organic, try to get that GOTS label, and just try to make sure that they're white. That's what's really important. Certified organic towels. Underthecanopy.com. I don't sell for them. I just like their towels. They hold up well. So those are the top things that I bring into the sauna. There is one last thing that I take before I get in the sauna, about 30 minutes before I get in. And it is called a biotoxin binder by Cellcore Biosciences. And again, I'm going to have the link on the screen. If you click the link tree or even copy and paste it, and I'll have it also below in the comments, you'll be able to see where to order some of these items. This particular binder is fulvic acid and humic acid. And you have to think about, okay, where is it sourced? Is it organic? Is it non-GMO? Is it, quality? Does it have a lot of fillers in it? Because sure, you can get like charcoal, you can get DEs, which stands for diatomaceous earth, you can get clays. There's all these binders that people are out there recommending, but they are not binders that are truly good for your energy or good for your gut health. And it's really important that you have a quality binder that's mopping up any toxins that you're releasing and sweating, which is why you take it before you get in. And I will actually do another video on what is a binder, and it's going to be a more detailed video. But in a nutshell, let's just think about, in layman terms. If you're going to clean your house and you want the floor to be clean, you don't just take your mop and mop over top of crumbs. You take the broom or the vacuum cleaner, you clean that up first, and then you mop. I mean, that's what most people should do. The binder is the same way. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to be preventive for any kind of toxins. So I'm talking parasites, pathogens, bacterial infections, mold, fungi, heavy metals, Lyme spirochetes. They don't like high levels of heat. And so what this binder is doing is basically grabbing a hold of them, kind of putting them into like a cluster so that they're not recirculating throughout the body. Because these particular toxins and pathogens and fungi, heavy metals, etc., they don't want to die. They get mad when they are killed, and they release ammonia and other endotoxins in the body. So if you don't use a binder, you may be that person who's like, oh my gosh, I feel dizzy, or I feel worse and I don't feel good. And then you start blaming the sauna and you don't want to get in the sauna. And it's really just because you're killing off and maybe going through what's called a Herxheimer reaction or a die-off. So once you take that binder, then you're going to release, usually after the fact, depends on the time frame as far as how many minutes or hours it is. Sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's later. You'll have a great bowel movement. You'll release via urine. So it is important to take a quality binder. So all these things I showed you are definitely items that you can bring into the sauna to have a great sauna session. Prepping yourself, preparing yourself, and then of course taking a cool shower after or a cold plunge after is also beneficial to get that body feeling just kind of, refreshed, rehydrated, rejuvenated. And again, it depends on the time of the day that you're doing the sauna, and that's a whole different video. But these are the things that I showed you that I bring in that help me, and I hope that you have found this video helpful. If so, please comment below, make sure you're subscribed to Julie B for Health, and I look forward to you watching my other videos.